What's going on, you guys? Let me know if you guys can hear me okay. We should get started here in the next minute or so. I had some things I had to get done, so just about 5 minutes after the hour. Looks like Jeff can hear me okay. Let's see, Aaron says I'm here, can hear me really good. Awesome, bro. Good to see you guys on. So as always, guys, the format is the same. If you got questions, please let me know by typing them in the chat. And I'm here to serve you guys. So whether this lasts for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 hour, it's up to you. We got Kenny on. What's going on? Austin, how's it going, brother? Looks like we got 10 people on so far. Very cool, you guys. We've got Aaron, Austin, D, Jeff, Kenny, Richard, Toki, Usman, Willie. What's going on, you guys? How's your guys' weekends going so far? It's beautiful out here in Utah. Finally, no rain and lots of sunshine. I was actually in South Carolina about a week ago for a bachelor party, did some hiking, toured around Asheville, North Carolina, which was really cool. Lots of beautiful mountains, lots of great hiking. So if you guys haven't been there, definitely put it on the bucket list. So D says, I just made another sell. Is that due to the YouTube training? If so, congratulations. I'm glad these calls are making a difference. She says, yes, YouTube. Jeff says, just starting the 0 to 10K challenge, but should I be posting daily on YouTube? You definitely should, Jeff. So I want to know where you guys are at right now. The last module, I believe it was like day 18 from what I remember. And it was all about, setting up your review channel and starting to post review videos. And I want to see where you guys are at. You guys should have somewhat of a list built up right now. You should be not transitioning, but adding, YouTube marketing to your arsenal along with, email marketing. So I want to know where you guys are at. Are you guys taking action? Are you putting up content every single day or as often as possible? If not, you're missing out every single day that you don't take action. Look at somebody like Karen who's taking action every single day. She just had her first $10,000 month online, and it happened in a relatively short amount of time. So she's going to tell you exactly what I would tell you. Put up content every single day. Start with a review channel. Start doing product reviews in your niche, whether it be this niche, the BizOp niche, affiliate marketing niche, the network marketing niche, the weight loss niche, the biking niche, the hiking niche. You should be putting up content as frequently as possible. I would say at least minimum 3 times a week, if not every day. It just depends on what your goals are and how quickly do you want to get to those goals. Jeff says there's a gap between day 7 and day 11. No, there is not. What you should be doing from day 7 to day 11 is continuing to email your list, as I explained in that video. So make sure that you're continuing to take action on what you've previously learned. So I'm not going to create, more videos to say the same thing essentially. So I apologize if that wasn't clear, but make sure that you're continuing the action from day 7 to 11. So you're going to see the days jump. Just so you guys know, day 18 and beyond, it's more of a continue to rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. So Jamila says, I'm putting up content daily. I'm working on my email marketing. Awesome. I would love to see if you guys would like me to critique your channels, your videos. Please let me know. Put them in the comments below so I can take a look at them for you. D says, I've been putting up content regularly, but my goal is to get 1 video a day versus 3 videos weekly. That's awesome. That's a great goal to have. I know that's not the easiest thing to do, you guys. It's a tough goal. No doubt about it, right? Doing anything that's worth it is not going to be easy. But like I said, it's going to be worth it. So if your goal is to make 10 grand a month, you want to do that in the next 3 to 6 months, you should be putting up content every single day. That's the formula. That's what Karen did to get to where she's at. That's what you should be doing. Whether it's staying up an extra hour at night, getting up an extra 2 hours in the morning, whatever it takes, stick to that plan. It's not about doing, or perfecting the process. It's about just getting things done. It's about just simply doing what you promised yourself you would do. That's going to build a lot of confidence. Whether it wasn't completed, up to par the way that you wanted it to be completed, as long as you're doing it, that's what matters. Yep, Dee says, I know this works because I'm seeing results with just what I'm doing. It sure does work. Sometimes a lot of you guys are on the sidelines and you're waiting to see if this thing works. You're waiting to have the process proven by other people's testimonials. And that's okay. If that's what you need to do it. But I'm here to tell you this stuff works. And the faster that you take action on it, the faster you get through those struggles, and those learning experiences, then the faster you're going to get to success. So I'm going to go with the Q&A here. Yeah, I got somebody that says, I already uploaded my pre-launch video for the 10K launch jacking formula and it's ranking on Google. This stuff works, you guys. Don't get one-itis either with your videos. If you have one video that's not ranking, don't get butthurt about it. Don't get down on yourself about it. This process is about putting up a lot of content, planting a lot of seeds. It's not about putting out one thing and then hoping and praying that thing's going to make you $100, $1,000, $2,000. You've got to be putting out many pieces of virtual real estate online, many videos, many blog posts, many Facebook posts, many emails. So the faster that you could just put out content and suck at your copywriting and suck at your videos, and I'm repeating myself, the faster you're going to see what works though. This is where people get stuck though, you guys. They get stuck and they send out an email. They're like, oh, it's ending up in the spam folder. And so they either quit or, they don't go and venture out to figure out the problem. They're not committed to success. They might search around for a minute and look for the problem. Then they get distracted by something else. They totally forget about it. They're like, oh, screw email marketing. Let's go, do something else. Just because, a list of 5,000 people, yeah, you're going to have some emails that go in spam. It's just part of the game. And you're going to want to test different autoresponders, but you're also going to get a group of people that do receive your email. So what I do to compensate for lack of deliverability is to just deliver more, send out more emails. Let's see. Yep, Jeff says, I keep hearing that mindset is 80 to 90% of succeeding. If this is the big thing, can you speak on that? What specifically would you like to know, Jeff? Are you going through the Bob Proctor videos every single day? Are you watching the You Were Born Rich seminar? There's a lot of facets to mindset. Is it fear that you're dealing with? Is it the work ethic that you're dealing with? Is it you not believing that this thing works? One of my mentors said, Josh, you need to suspend disbelief. Even if you don't believe something, you need to say, okay, I'm going to put that belief system to the side. I'm going to suspend disbelief. I'm not going to go into this thinking that I don't believe it will work. Although that may be an idea in my head, I'm going to suspend disbelief. I'm going to put my disbelief to the side for a minute, and I'm going to trust in the process. And that's what you got to do. When you rode a bike for the first time, you had, without training wheels, you had to trust in the process. When you had to speak publicly for the first time, you had to trust in the process. When you shot the basketball at the basketball hoop, and maybe you were at a basketball camp, whatever it is, and they showed you how to, shoot the basketball, how to position your hands. When you shot that ball, you had to trust in the process. That was the right way to do it. You didn't know if that was correct because you hadn't done it yourself yet. If you haven't done things before that you see other people doing, you're going to question whether you can do it or not. That's perfectly normal. That's part of the process. But so many people are trying to solve the problems within their own mind first before they go take action. It's never going to be solved. As much as you spin your wheels, it's never going to work. You got to go out there and you got to take action. You know, you can take two chefs that make the same thing, and one chef is going to have slightly different ingredients than another chef. And it's those ingredients that make the difference. Yeah, they're following a formula, but you know, the reason why somebody may like the one chef versus the other chef is because of this. Maybe that they use some extra spices that the other chef didn't use. You know, people are going to like you because of your personality. Whether you're in the same niche as somebody else, you need to get rid of the false belief of saturation. That's another thing. That, oh, this is saturated, so many people are doing it. No, it's not that a lot of people are doing it. It's the fact that you need to understand why people buy from people. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. So if that prospect loves Harley Davidson motorcycles and you love Harley Davidson motorcycles, you're going to have the advantage versus somebody else that's promoting the same thing that might not be a fan of Harley Davidson motorcycles. Don't you want to hang out with people that like what you like? Or do you like to be around people that cause friction and that don't agree on the same beliefs that you believe in? Those are energy draining people. So you can choose who you want to work with. Don't just work with anybody. Now, in the beginning, it might be that way, right? And that's okay. But eventually get to some point where you actually get to choose who you want to work with. You get to choose to work with awesome people, like people on this call, that believe what I believe. And that's what business is all about. Okay, let's see. Hopefully that helps a bit, Jeff. But if you have anything more specific, let me know. D says, you're right. I got hung up on the email issue going to spam. I had to kick myself in the butt, just like you're saying, and quit stalling it back to me. That's exactly right. Even if the emails are going into spam, I'll still continue to send them out, because there might be that one person, maybe they'll go to their spam inbox that one day and find your email, click on your email amongst others. That's what I did. When I joined my first business opportunity that I had success with, I actually went to the spam folder and I just randomly clicked on it one day, and I found an email that changed my life. That led into my first 6-figure income, led to my first real mentor that really helped me out, and it changed my life. So, just because not everybody is seeing your emails, as long as you're being consistent, everybody has a time in their life when they're ready for what you have to offer. And if you're constantly in their inbox, whether it be spam or primary folder, of course we want to be in the primary folder, but the more consistent action we take, the more chances we will have of, getting that prospect to work with us and having, that chance to, make more money and have that first success. So Toki says, when trying to post a video every day, I'm struggling on what content to create when sometimes I don't have anything to say that day. Feels forced. Any ideas? If you're learning in your business every single day, whether you're reading a book, you're taking notes on that book, you're watching one of my trainings, you're taking notes on that training, you'll always have something to say. There's what I like to say, a creative muscle in the mind. And you've got to work that muscle out. At first, your mind's going to be blank. You're going to have to be more creative. You're going to have to look back on your day, look back on your week. You're going to have to brainstorm. But as you continue to do it, it's going to get a lot easier. So I would think about, what have you learned the past few days? If you haven't learned anything, then it's because you're not working on your business, right? If you're working on your business, you're going through training, you're learning something, therefore you're going to have something to talk about, So that's what I would do, is I would think about, what was this one little gold nugget that you learned today? From the book that you read, from the audios that you're listening to, the Bob Proctor, seminar, my content, Paulo's content, maybe some of Fraser's content. What was one takeaway? And Dee's actually one that's really good at doing this. Is I see her on Facebook. She's taken a lot of what I teach and she's putting that out there on Facebook and giving value. That's how you instantly position yourself as a leader, because people like to join leaders. They like to position themselves with people that know what they're talking about. And you don't have to be in the trenches for years to finally know what you're talking about. If you learn something today, then and you take action on what that concept, what that idea is, you're now positioned as somebody that's an expert, right? I mean, if you're teaching somebody how to make 10 grand a month, you haven't done that yet, that's one thing. But if you learned how to set up an autoresponder, for example, you can go out there and teach people how to set up an autoresponder. If you learned how to do intermittent fasting and you did it for a day, a week, and you got a result from it, teach somebody how you did that, right? So every step you're taking to build your business, you should be documenting. You got to get out of the way of your mind and these questions that we have. Sometimes you just got to turn on the camera and start shooting content and see what comes out, and then continue to do it and continue to do it and continue to suck until that one day you start to get clarity. I actually get ideas. Like if I'm outlining a video, sometimes I can't just sit there and think about what I'm going to say first and then second, third, and fourth. Sometimes that's difficult for me. So what I do is I just turn on the camera and I start talking, and things just start to come out of my mouth that I wouldn't have, I wouldn't have realized by just, premeditating and trying to structure the content. Sometimes the content comes as I talk, and that's some of the best content that I make is just by turning on the camera and speaking. That's the way that I learn. Everybody's going to be a little different. So I might do one take where I will just talk into the camera, see what comes out, and I'll just get a bunch of good ideas from just talking that just come to my mind, and I'll write those down. And that's how I create structure in my videos sometimes. So I'll kind of do a trial run, and then I'll do a run where I actually, have more organized information. But that's how I learn. I learn by talking. I learn by speaking. I come up with ideas that I wouldn't otherwise come up with. So everybody has their own formula. The only way to find out what works for you is to go out and do it, and do it enough and overcome the fear of just sucking. You just accept you will suck. You will suck, just like anything. A lot of people think that geniuses just became geniuses. Like Mozart was just came out of the womb a complete genius. It doesn't happen like that. He had mentors that he learned from. So if you track back like to Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, a lot of these famous people in time, you look at their mentors, they had mentors that they learned from. They had experts that they learned from. They weren't just born experts. And a lot of times we just think that. I want you to track back in history, and you'll track it back to the beginning of time, and it's interesting to see that they didn't just come up with this information out of thin air. They got it from somebody else and then made that information better. Then the person that came after that got the information from the previous person and then made that information better. And then we continue to innovate over time. So let's see. Aaron says, is get response still the best? It depends. It really depends. I wouldn't say that get response is the best. It's about sixes with Aweber. If you've gone through my training, then you'll know that I got equivalent results with get response and Aweber. But that's all out there for personal opinion. Why? Because it's based off of somebody else's ingredients. Your ingredients in your marketing is going to be different than somebody else's ingredients. So when you ask what funnel is the best, what autoresponder is the best, it's all based off of somebody's personal experience. And so what I would do, a lot of people they spend their time asking all these questions, and it's a good question to ask. But if you find yourself spinning your wheels constantly asking questions, it's because you don't have data. You need to go out there and figure it out on your own and find out for yourself. Send out emails every day for the next 6 months. You'll definitely know then. And you might learn some cool things along the way that you can apply to the next autoresponder. So, you can look at an expert basketball player, for example, somebody in the NBA. You can watch every move they make, every pivot, how they dribble between their legs, but then you're going to go do it and you're going to suck at it, right? Even though it looks cool in your head, you go do it and you suck at it. But then you start to learn the movements and you get better at it. And muscle memory starts to kick in. And you start to take on information that you wouldn't have got otherwise by just watching somebody. So Jeff says, I'm going to suck so good. Awesome, man. Should I post the same vids on Facebook and YouTube? Just stick to one platform. If you're going to post them on YouTube, just post them on YouTube. Kenny asks, how many different solo ad vendors should we test at a time? That is a great question. That would be a great question for Paulo. I'd probably say 2 at a time. That's what I would personally say, but I would definitely check with Paulo. He's the solo ad expert. So I'm just telling you what I know, right? But typically when I have ran solo ads in my day, which isn't many, usually you test a couple at a time. I mean, if you're testing like 2 or 3, I guess it depends on like the amount of money that you're testing with each. So if you're doing like $200 on 3 vendors, you could probably do that. Or you could do like $250 on 2 vendors. So it really comes down to the amount of money that you are investing. Can you ask, when emailing our leads, how do we get people to trust us if we don't have results ourselves? People buy vision. They don't buy products. So if you can give them a vision, a compelling vision, why did you get in business online? Because that's what you're selling, right? You're selling an online business opportunity. Why did you get online? What was life like before? What has life been like during trying to figure this online thing out? And what's life been like since you've been a part of whatever system you're promoting, whatever product you're promoting? And we want to talk about the good things. People buy vision. People buy, why you're doing something, not what you're doing. I often say, go read Simon Sinek's Start With Why if you haven't read that book. So that's how you get people to trust you. You tell your story. You tell your honest story, and you need to really understand why people buy. People want to buy, people want to be a part of something that's bigger than themselves. So you don't need to show results. You don't need to show how much money you're making. You need to show people why you decided to get in an online business. Simply jump on video, tell your story, and tell people why you decided to get in an online business. And if they want to start an online business too, they want to start in whatever product service you're offering, have them, click the link below in the description, have them reach out to you and message you. That's what you do in the beginning. Then once you start creating those first few results, then you could start using your results to sell. Can we upload 3 or 4 videos targeting the same keyword product from the same channel? Yeah, just don't do it back to back, or that just shows that you're spamming and YouTube will shut you down. So yeah, you can do it, but just spread it out. And by the way, Kenny, that's a great question. How do we get people to trust us if we don't have results ourselves? So it might take a series of videos. It might take, you just continuing to educate people. Yeah, I can build trust a bit faster because I have results with my audience, but I had to start somewhere just like you did. And the way that I started is, number 1, by telling my story. Number 2, learning a strategy that would help me get fast results. That review strategy will help you get fast results. And then you can build off of that strategy because you're going to get results from that strategy. And you'll have proof fairly quickly from that strategy. That's how you get your first fast results. That's another way you can get people to trust you, is obviously, number 1, by results. Number 2, through your story. So you need to learn and be an expert at a skill set. You need to have a skill set. Is that SEO? Is that blogging? Is that YouTube marketing? Cool. If it's YouTube marketing, now you need the method, the tactic that's going to help you get that fast result. Set up a review channel. Do those reviews as I outlined. Do 30 reviews in 30 days. Get those first few results. Probably get a lot more results than that. Then you could take those results and now, boom, you've got a success story. Whether it's making $50 a day. Sometimes people want to hear the success from the person that's making $50 in one day versus the person that's making $2,000 a day, because it seems more realistic to them, right? So, you know, that's the key here, Kenny, is you've got to, I tell people, master a skill set. Get a skill set. What's your guys' skill set? You know, in marketing, it needs to be a traffic method. Traffic is the lifeblood of your business. You don't have traffic, you don't have anything. Stop screwing around with all the funnels and all the, I know emails, ending up in spam. That's if you're an email marketer, then focus on tweaking those things. So if your experience and your expertise is going to be email marketing, learn everything about email marketing, because that's going to be your traffic driver. You need traffic. You need people in your funnel every single freaking day. If you don't have people in your funnel every day, you're going to lose. So whether that be purchasing traffic every single day and then making tweaks to your emails and then continuing to purchase traffic and make tweaks to your emails, that's what you do. If it's, YouTube marketing and putting up a lot of content and then going back and seeing, where your content's ranking, what things you need to change. I need to, do this more on my video. I need to change the structure. I need to optimize my title, description, tags. That's the skill set there. Master the skill set. Get very good at one thing, one traffic method. That's the key. That is the key. All your problems will be solved if you just master traffic. Everybody on this call, if you just master traffic, your problems are solved. This is always the biggest problem for people. They're not taking enough action. They're not taking consistent action, and they're micromanaging everything. They're looking at the bad versus the good. What you lack in skill, guys, you make up in numbers. If most emails are ending up in the spam folder, then what you need to do is you need to send out more emails. What you lack in skill, make up in numbers. If you suck on video, make more videos, right? The more real estate you have out there, you guys, the more chances you have of succeeding. Yeah, you're kind of taking darts and throwing them at a dartboard just sporadically, but then you're finding those darts in the middle and what you did with those darts that made the difference. And you do more of that. See, how do you create your offers? As far as like offers for my own programs or offers for affiliate programs, because the affiliate programs is the offer itself. I don't create the offer when it comes to my affiliate programs. How I create my offers is I look at my success, and then based off of my success, how can I make that success compelling? So if I made 100 grand in 98 days, I would put something like how I generated 6 figures in 90 days flat. That's my offer. So I'm just taking my success and I'm making that success compelling. So that's what I would do, Kenny, if it was one of my own programs. First you need to understand the market, who you're marketing to, what's the niche. So if I'm marketing to network marketers, it might be like how I generated 6 figures in 98 days without talking to friends and family. So you really need to understand who you're marketing to. D says, should I put my review videos on my current channel or only put the review videos on a new channel? If you're uploading every single day, like on your primary channel, then, and you want to just talk about, personal development maybe on that channel, then I wouldn't mix that with your review videos. So if they're 2 separate niches, in other words, keep them on 2 different channels, right? I would put my review videos on my primary channel, but I'm uploading very frequently on that channel. So I'm kind of like double dipping. I don't want to be uploading 2 videos on the same channel because I don't think that's good for the YouTube algorithm. it's best to have two different channels. So if you're uploading very often, then have two separate channels. If you're not uploading that often, you can have them both on one channel. Jody says, that's a great mindset for the beginner. We're all looking for the 1 to 2K a day sales, but you nailed it. Tell the beginning pains and pleasures, and I think those are watching you. Yeah. So you guys really need to look at yourselves. You need to look at yourselves in a way where you like reverse engineer your own problems, so to speak. Because a lot of you guys are so focused on what you need to do to make money, which is like, I get that, but to make money, you can't be so focused on what you need to be doing. You need to be focused on the people in your market and what their problems are versus your own problems, I guess is what I'm saying. Focus on the market's problems. So if you're struggling to get traffic, but the market is struggling to get traffic, you need to first identify why you're struggling to get traffic, and that's through awareness. Once you solve that problem, that's what you should be focused on. This is what I'm struggling on. I need to focus on this one thing. Once you solve that one thing, you can now help the market solve it too. That's how you help yourself and then help the market simultaneously. Okay? So that's why a lot of you are struggling to break through, is because you can't talk to the market and their struggles because you're struggling. You got to fill your cup first to some extent. And the way to do that when it comes to traffic is start taking action. Sometimes it's just taking blind action, and taking blind action for a certain period of time, suspending disbelief. You know, you might create a video and you might like have this limiting belief that, man, I'm so used to trading time for money. I'm going to put this work in this video and I don't know if it's going to work out, man. And you can't be thinking that way. You got to put the video out, and you got to be okay with not knowing what's going to happen to it, right? You're learning. This is a learning phase. So keep putting out those videos. Keep putting out a lot of those videos. Don't worry about the views. Don't worry about any of that. Take what I'm teaching, of course. You don't want to completely take blind action. But what I'm saying is, don't overanalyze to the point where it's affecting your action taking. And hey, I even get in these modes sometimes too, where I overthink, oh, maybe I should do this video this way. No, maybe it should be that way. Oh man, I wish my editing was better. Oh, I wish I had really cool graphics on my videos like this person. And then it would actually stop me from what I'm good at, which is consistency, and that's my strength. And so it would stall my income. It would stall my business. Sometimes the best way to get over it is just to take what you have and go and take action. You'll be amazed at what happens. You'll be amazed at the people that buy from you, regardless of how bad you think your video is. Let's see. I'm just reading back up here. Video says, D says, I have a video that was ranking well. Then I added a few different lines of text for people to contact me, and now it's ranking as well. I don't know if I messed something up in the description that hurt my rankings. Can you check out the description of the video? You might just be a little Google dance, depending on how new it is.
What's going on?
I'll go ahead and look at it for you, though. Not a problem. So let me see if I can share my screen so you guys can see this. Let's see here. So yeah, I mean, it could be the links. I mean, everything looks pretty good here. So it's 30-day success formula. Yep, you got that sprinkled here. You got it in the title. You've only got 2 links. So you should be okay. And you posted it April 10th. Sometimes it is what it is, right? I know that's not the answer that you're looking for. Sometimes I've put up videos on YouTube and I've done everything correctly, and for some reason it's not ranking, or the rankings are, I lose my rankings. And sometimes that's just what happens. Sometimes that's just part of the game. And so what I do, once again, is I'll upload another video kind of around the same topic, going for the same keyword. And that's what I'll do. But what you're doing right here, you're doing mostly everything right. I know you're kind of keyword stuffing over here, which I'm surprised YouTube hasn't started cracking down on that. But I mean, it works because Google's algorithm will read the page starting from the bottom going up. And so to have the keyword at the very end of the article is good, or the script or of the description. But everything looks pretty good here. I know that the more links you have, this is just theory based off of what I've heard, but I haven't really seen any proof of this. The more outbound links you have, it can devalue your rankings when it comes to like Google rankings. I don't think it affects YouTube much. So just something to think about. Same thing works with blogs, but you've just got a few, links right here. So everything looks pretty solid. This just seems like it's a case where you lost rankings just because. It could be the fact that it's a 1 hour video and your retention's really low, and YouTube gathered enough data to say, okay, not a lot of people are watching this video to the end, so we're going to take you down in your rankings a little bit. But yeah, there's so many variables. So again, if you're really wanting to rank for this keyword, I would create another video around it. Hopefully that helps. Yeah, the Google dance. Deborah says, I'm focusing on the market's problems by seeing what problem I'm having. Beginners are having the same problem I'm having. Marry the process and divorce the outcome. That's exactly right. Focus on solving your problem first. Like, I can easily identify what your guys' problems are because I've been through it and I've overcome it. So, if you want to talk about traffic, it might be difficult to talk about traffic, right? But what have you overcome to this point that you can at least talk about on video, right? So you figured out how to set up an autoresponder, for example. We're going to talk about this again. You set up a video about how to set up an autoresponder. You put it out there on YouTube, you optimize it, and then guess what happens? You start getting views. Those views lead to clicks. Those clicks lead to leads. Those leads maybe lead to sales. Guess what? You've got traffic now. You've now got traffic, which is what you've been struggling with. Now you could teach people on traffic. You can teach people how to get traffic. And also, if you've drove in solo ads, right? You're doing solo ads and you're driving traffic through solo ads, teach people how to drive traffic on YouTube through solo ads. So when somebody types in how to drive traffic with solo ads, you've got a video about it on YouTube. You just compounded your efforts. You see, this biz op space that I know about, this affiliate marketing space, whatever you want to call it, it's all a game of building off of your own success. That's all this is. It's starting where you're at and then building off of success. And then like if you just know how to get leads through solo ads, teach that and continue to teach that and find different ways to teach that, video after video, blog post after blog post, Facebook post after Facebook post. Then you're going to generate some results from that. Then you're going to be able to piggyback off of that and teach people Facebook. And then keep doing that. You understand what I'm saying? That's what this process is all about. Let's see. We've got more questions here. So D says, I didn't know that having lots of links hurts you. It can hurt you, not in all cases. If the links are inbound links, like other YouTube links, you're good. If they're outbound links, they can hurt you because you're spreading that link juice, if you want to call it, SEO terminology, to these other websites. You're giving power to these other sites, which is taking away power from your YouTube video. I typically have like 20 links to my different biz ops now at the bottom, so I should stop putting 20 affiliate. Yeah, I probably should. I would probably do that. Maybe stick to a couple or even one because you're going to confuse people that way too. Do I need to go to my old videos and remove those 20 affiliate links? You could. I mean, if they're generating some traffic, something to think about. I would just worry more about your future videos. Jody says, I've noticed that many of your lengthy videos are more than 20 minutes. Is that somewhere near the sweet spot of length of time for videos? It depends on the teacher. It depends on the video. I mean, if you're doing a video that's just dragging out and you're not giving value, it's a bunch of fluff, then it doesn't need to be 20 minutes long. But if your 20 minutes are engaging, you have a lot to say, you have a lot of content to put out, that's great. But it's different for everybody. I would say at least 5 to 5 minutes minimum. At least that's how long your video should be on YouTube. The sweet spot is about 6 to 8 minutes. Once you get over 20 minutes, it's like it better be engaging. Cool, guys. Any other questions for today? You guys are spilling out some awesome questions here. When you left your job, did that make you feel uneasy? 100% it did. That's why I kept my job for so long, even after I was making money, because I'm like, well, what if I lose this money? What if I don't make the consistent income on my, business as I do on my job? And I had all this fear-based, these questions in my head, and I had to eliminate those. Again, it was a whole nother, I had to suspend disbelief and just go for it. So, I mean, if you guys have a job, do not quit your job. I think it's dumb to quit your job unless you're making at least 5 to 10 grand a month. And you've been doing that consistently, I would say the past, 6 months or so, then quit your job. A lot of people just quit their job. They're like, I'm just going to put pressure on myself to take action, to push myself. You don't need that. You don't need to put yourself in such a detrimental, tough position, because it's going to show through your marketing. Your frustration is going to show through your marketing into people. You're going to put pressure on other people because you got pressure on yourself to get them to buy your stuff. They're going to sense that and they're not going to buy. You need to be relaxed. You need to have this abundance mindset like I do in all my videos. It's kind of like, hey, if you join me, great. If you don't, that's fine too. And it speaks your level of confidence in yourself and what you're talking about. It actually increases your value. It's almost like putting yourself in a position where it's like, they need me. I have the secret over here. So they can go make that decision over there, but they're going to regret it because I'm the guy that they should be with. And I don't need to, I just need to feel that. I don't need to say it. As long as I feel it, that's all that matters. So if you're really aligned, and you're confident in what you do, and you have this abundance mindset where you know that wealth is ever flowing and that money is in abundance, then you'll show that in your marketing. You'll show that in your videos as if like, cool, if you buy from me, fine. If you don't, that's fine too. But I know I have what you need. I know that you're going to benefit from my stuff because I know that I'm an expert. So you'll develop that confidence over time. It doesn't just happen overnight, but you'll get to a point where you've learned all these lessons that you can give to people to help them shortcut their success. And you can look at that person that's looking to possibly be mentored by you, and they have all these other options, and if they go with that other option, they're going to fail and they're going to come back to you anyways. That's the type of confidence I have, when it comes to marketing. So when you have that type of confidence, you don't even have to sell people. You just educate people. Through your education speaks that you're an expert. You don't need to tell people you're an expert. Show them that you're an expert. When you show them, they're going to buy from you. So it's a lot of this subconscious stuff that goes on in their mind as a result of what you're saying. Because when you understand the psychology of sales, the psychology of marketing, you don't have to show the fancy Lamborghinis. You don't have to talk about how great you are, your credentials. Just help people and show them how you can help them. And, have a work ethic. You guys have all the information that you need. I know a lot of you guys already know how to, make a Facebook post. You might have an idea of how to do a video. Now, the way that you become an expert, just like an athlete becomes an athlete, is by doing it every single day until you master it. That's it. Just take what you know right now, one little idea, whether it's an SEO course you've gone through, my YouTube course you've gone through, take that and just do it every freaking single day for the next 90 days. Then you'll be an expert. that's going to give you confidence. It's just being willing to go through the unknown stuff and all the shit for the next 90 days. You know, if you can overcome that, and you'll come out on top. So I don't care how bad your videos are. If you do a video a day for the next 90 days, your life's going to change. If you put up a blog post for the next 90 days, your life's going to change. I promise you that. If it's been 30 days, you don't have any results, that's okay. Now you've built the habit of consistency. Congratulations. Now it's easy. You're consistent now. All you got to do is go back and say, oh my gosh, I structured my blogs wrong, my articles wrong. This is what I need to fix. That's it, guys. So without further ado, I think we'll go ahead and end here. I think this is a great place to end unless you guys have any last questions. If you do, let me know. Hope you guys got some value from this. I hope you guys appreciate the straight talk. This is kind of like salty straight talk today for you guys. I just wanted to cut to the core of the matter, cut to the point, give you guys what you need, tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. I hope it made an impact on you. Yeah, the what content is my biggest wall. The first thing that comes to mind, Aaron, just go create content about that. Don't say, are people going to like it? Or forget all the questions, the extra questions in your head after you have the idea. Put that off to the side and just go do it. And then continue to do that. Once you've triggered that mechanism in your brain, that response, right? That first idea, you just, boom, you go do it. 5-second rule, right? You think of the idea, you count to 5 and you go do it. You don't challenge that idea. Stop challenging those ideas in your head. So Toki says, this was great. I like this kick in the ass. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, thank you. Keeping it real. Awesome. Love the feedback, you guys. Do you guys like me to be more straight with you? If you guys do, you know, I don't mind being more like this in most of my lives. Awesome. Cool. This Q&A session has been the best value for me, Willie. Awesome, my man. Richard says, what's your golf score? Depends on which day, my man. I could shoot, typically it's anywhere between 1 over and 7 over. On average, I'm about a 10 handicapper right now. I need to get that down. I need to practice more, man. It's my putting and chipping game. That's the problem. Cool, guys. Love you guys. Thanks for all the awesome feedback. I appreciate it. This is definitely going to help in future calls. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. And you guys have an amazing Saturday. And if you guys are watching this as a recording on YouTube, on Facebook, somewhere else, and you want to have these live Q&A sessions with me weekly, then you can feel free to check out my Inner Circle program or one of my top recommended programs. If you're at a certain level in one of those programs, you'll know what that means when you click the link below. Then you'll have the opportunity to jump on these calls. So whether you get into one of my affiliate programs or one of my own programs, you'll have the chance to do this and get this value. So appreciate you guys. Love you guys. We'll see you guys in the next live. Take care.